Okay, so hi guys. What I'm going to be doing in this video, I'm going to actually be factoring polynomials. So, yeah, these come up a lot in, when you do algebra, and we've already been kind of factoring a little bit, but we want to kind of, learn how to factor tougher polynomials. Now, I will go over, some examples of some that are, because I think this has kind of a lot of examples, a lot of great examples that, that kind of everything. So we're gonna go. So this is gonna be kind of a two-part video. In this part, I'm going to do 20 of them, and then I'll do the other 20 in the next part, okay? I'm doing it that way because I just don't want to make this video too long. So yeah. So if we look at number 1, we have y cubed plus 9y squared. So let's write that down. So number 1. And we want to factor it, okay? So, basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna factor out the greatest common monomial factor. What that means is that you're gonna kind of ask yourself, well, what can I factor out of this? What can I take out? If you look really closely, you can take out a y and say y squared plus 9y. And then you want to kind of look at this part here and ask yourself again, what can I factor out of here? And if we write it in blue, we can go ahead and kind of figure it out. So we have y squared plus 9y. If we ask ourselves, what is the greatest common factor that we can factor out? Well, the only thing is there's a y squared and a y. And if we look at those two, we can say, well, those two have one y, so we can say okay, so we can take a y out of there, okay? So we have, so basically we're gonna factor out a y, so we have y times y plus 9, okay? And we put our parentheses. So then looking at this, remember how, basically when you have a parentheses right here like this, like a parentheses within a parentheses, what you can do is you can basically, what this is saying is that we have y times y plus 9. That's exactly what this is saying. So then we have y squared times y plus 9. And we have factored our problem, okay? So that's how you would do that one. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so we have 5x squared y cubed plus 15x cubed y squared. Now, looking at this, the first thing that I would look at, because these two are divisible by 5, I can factor out a 5 out. So I can say 5 times x squared y cubed plus 3x cubed y squared, okay? That's the first thing. The second part, so that we have 5 times, and now we want to factor out the inside. So we can say, if we put a big parentheses here, we can say x squared y cubed. So if we look at both of them, they have a y in common. So, or rather, if you really think about it, they have a y squared in common because y cubed is just one more than y squared. So you would say y squared times x squared y plus 3x cubed, yeah, plus 3x cubed, basically. So, that's how it would be. Now, you have 5y squared times x squared y plus 3x cubed. And if you look again, you can factor out an x squared out because we have x squared and y and x cubed, meaning that the greatest one that we can factor out of all of them is an x squared. We can't do x cubed because x cubed, how would we get that out of x squared? It's not possible. It's bigger. So we would take out the x squared. So we would say 5x squared y squared times y plus 3x. Okay. And yeah, so this would be your final answer for this one. Okay. Okay, so if we look at this next one, this one looks a little bit intimidating. It's not really that hard. There are certain polynomials in which you can factor by grouping. I would split this into two parts. So first we have this, we have 12t to the 5th minus 20t to the 4th. And we also have this one here, 8t squared minus 16. Now, what you want to do is you want to find, you want to factor both of those. Here, if you look at 12 and 20, so 12, if you put the factors of 12, you have 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, 4, and etc. And then you have, for 20, you would have 120, 210, 4, 5, and yeah, so the greatest one that we can factor out is a 4, I believe. Okay, so we can factor out a 4 from both of these. So if we divide this by 4, okay, so you can factor out a 4, so you have, let's see here, you would have 12 divided by 4, that's 3t to the 5th. 20 divided by 4, it's 5, so 8t squared minus 16. Both are divisible by 8, so you can just say 8. This is t squared minus 2, so you would say 8 times t squared minus 2. Okay, so now you would say so basically now you would have something like this, and let's see here. You can factor out a t to the 4th from here. So now you have something like this, and let's see here. So yeah, hold on. Okay, so yeah, this one, actually, yeah, this one, if you do a, if you just divide by 8, or actually not by 8, by, 4, because you can't really factor this. It's not factorable. The only way that it is factorable is if you factor out a 4. So you would say 4 times 3t to the 5th minus 5t to the 4th plus 2t squared minus 4. And this would be your final answer. You can't actually factor by grouping because that's not possible for this one. And yes, there are polynomials which you can factor by grouping, but yeah, like most of the polynomials that you get, it's going to be hard to find a common factor. So, yeah. For number 4, we have p squared minus 36. Now, if you remember from, so if you remember the sum and difference pattern, a plus b times a minus b, this is a squared minus b squared. Here we have p squared minus 6 squared. So a equals p and b equals 6. And so we would have p minus 6 times p plus 6 for this one. Okay. Number 5. I feel like a number 5. 25 minus x squared. Now you can actually rewrite this. So 25 minus x squared, that can be rewritten as so negative x squared plus 25. And you can factor out a negative. So if we make this divided by negative 1, we're going to get negative the quantity x squared minus 25. Now we're going to have negative the quantity x squared minus 25, which is, and we again do the sum and difference pattern, a plus b times a minus b equals a squared minus b squared. So then you would say a equals x and b equals 5. So we would say x squared minus 5 squared and put a negative right there. So it would be negative the quantity x minus 5 times x plus 5. Okay. And yeah, that would be your final answer for this one. Number 6. I feel like a number 6. 4a cubed minus 49a. So so looking at this, I can clearly see that there is no there's no number that they're both divisible by. 4 and 49, I don't think they share, like, they don't share a common factor other than 1. So yeah. Now, looking at the a cubed and the a, we can factor out an a from both of those. We get a times 4a squared minus 49. And, yeah, I believe that's the answer. Or actually, hold on, guys. So if we do, let's just do the x box just in case. So we have 49 times 4. That's 196. We have a 0 in the middle. So we have negative 196 and a 0. Two numbers that multiply to get negative 196 and 0. Well, that's negative 13. I think it's... Is it negative 13 and 13? So let's see. It's 14, excuse me. Negative 14 and 14 it would be. So then we would do our box. we would have 4a squared. Our first term would be negative 14a. Our second term is 14a. And then our c value is negative 49. So then we have, if we do 2a and 2a here, so then negative 14a divided by 2a is negative 7a, or negative 7, excuse me, and then 7 times 2a is 14a, and 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. So our answer for this one would actually be a times 2a plus 7 times 2a minus 7. And that would be our answer for this one. Okay, so let's move on to number 7. Okay, so we have a plus b squared minus 100. So I'm gonna try something. Let me see if it actually works. Okay, so the way that I would do this, this one is a little bit tricky because, you know, you have to know that, so basically x squared minus y squared equals x plus y times x minus y. However, notice that for this one, so one of the things that I want to emphasize is that the x term doesn't always have to be a number. So if we kind of write this down, like kind of color code, we can kind of see the pattern. So we have x squared minus y squared equals it equals x plus y times x minus y. Okay. Notice that on this part we can say a plus b squared minus 10 squared. So that means that we have it of the form a plus b squared plus 10 squared, which is going to be, so you're going to say the following: a plus b and then hold on, give me a second, guys. A plus b plus our 10 times a plus b minus 10. Okay, so the way that you would factor, so the answer for this one would be a plus b plus 10 times a plus b minus 10. This one's a little bit tricky because, yeah, it's just, you have to know, you kind of have to think about it a little bit. Know that basically the x and y term, or if you say a and b, they're not always going to be a number. Sometimes they can be a whole term. Okay, so for this one we have 9 minus the quantity x minus y squared. This is very similar to this one right here, except now it's flipped. And this time our constant is positive, so it's the same exact thing. What you're going to do, you're going to turn 9 into 3 squared, and you just have minus x minus y squared. So this is your A, this is your B. A plus B times A minus B equals A squared minus B squared. So then you would say 3. You would say 3 plus x minus y times, or sorry, or 3 plus x minus y, and then times 3 minus the quantity x minus y. So basically, okay, so basically for this one, since we have so basically a squared, and so we have a squared minus b squared, we're gonna have our a is 3, so we have 3 plus x minus y, which is our b, and then minus, and we're gonna put a quantity here because our b in this equation is x minus y. Okay, that's our b. So knowing that we do minus b, we're gonna do minus parentheses x minus y, because we're saying that that entire thing is our b term. Now, if we kind of do a little bit of algebra, so we have 3 plus x minus y, and then we're going to say times, we're going to distribute our negative, 3 minus x plus y, and this would be our final answer for this one. Okay, so for this one, we have to factor this out. Now, one thing that you have to know as a rule for this, you have to know the sum of two cubes pattern. So if we rewrite this, we have y quantity cubed plus 2 cubed, okay? That means that a equals y and b equals 2. Now we can rewrite this as using this formula here. We can say y plus 2 times, so we can say y squared minus 2y plus 2 squared, which is y plus 2 times y squared minus 2y plus 4. And this would be your final answer for this one. So yeah, anytime you have this, or even if you have a minus 8, you would want to use the sum of two cubes or the difference of two cubes pattern, because yeah, that's how you would do it. So anytime you see anything like that, always use, this method. Okay, so this is a fairly simple one. 64y to the 4th plus y. The only thing you can ever factor out of this one is a y, because you can't factor anything else out. I would just say y, and then times 64y cubed plus 1. So, and then actually, you can do the sum of two cubes pattern. You can say y times 4 cubed, so 4y cubed plus 1 cubed. This will be equal to, so a equals 4y, b equals 1. And actually I lied, it's not really as simple, because you have to do your sum of two cubes after that. So you would say a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. So you would say y times the quantity, you would say, let's see here, you would say 4y plus 1, 4y plus 1 times 4y squared, or rather 4y squared minus 4y times 1 plus 1 squared. So basically, let me just color code really quick. Okay, so this is kind of how I rearranged it. That's exactly what we're trying to do here. And I forgot to do one more part. So this is our A term, 4y, and this is our B term, which is 1. Okay. Now, we kind of just simplify it. So we're going to say y times 4y plus 1 times, we're going to say 16y squared minus 4y plus 1. Okay. And so yeah, that would be your answer. So then you would have y times the quantity 4y plus 1 times 16y squared minus 4y plus 1. And this would be your final answer. Okay guys, I think I'm going to stop it here because I don't want to make the video way too long. We're going to continue on this part here. So on number 10, we're going to continue, or on number 11 rather, we're going to continue in the next video. And then, you know, go down to 20. And so, yeah. So I will see you guys, and I hope this helps, guys. Please like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. I make math content every single day. So yeah, so please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.